Police have a strange homicide case on their hands tonight after an elderly man was killed at the Grand Rapids Home for Veterans. And police say the man died after being assaulted by another resident of the home. Fox 17's Morgan Bond has been looking into this story all day and joins us now live from the Veterans Home with more. Morgan.
Any high school student will tell you that asking somebody to the prom can be nerve-wracking. So imagine asking a celebrity. A local high school student is doing just that, shooting pretty high with his request, too.
Yeah, he's asking Kendall Jenner.
Yeah.
No, doesn't really resonate with me either, although I'm not a kid. I'm not in that target audience. She happens to be the younger half-sister of Kim Kardashian and the rest of them. And thanks to social media, this kid might have a pretty good chance at getting her to go out with him. Nicole DiDonato has the story from Forest Hills Northern High School. From despair comes hope as the site of the old General Motors stamping plant in Wyoming gets a new name and a new direction. Today, a marketing team unveiled its future plans to redevelop the massive site and transform it into a thriving employer once again. Fox 17's Lindsay Kuss is in the control room with an update on what's being called Site 36.
Well, that's right, Tim.
We have talked about this one before. Veterans finishing their time in the service only to come home to a weak economy with no jobs available. Well, we have some good news regarding a West Michigan soldier that you met just last week. We aired a story a few days ago about the Hire Our Heroes job fair at the Grand Valley Armory in Wyoming. It was there that we talked to Joshua Keedy, who'd been looking for work for the last 4 years. Joshua spent 6 years in the Army as a mechanic and recovery operator. He's also a disabled vet. Keedy was injured serving in Kuwait and said many employers got concerned when they heard about his limitations. But today we received a follow-up email from Josh who says that after the story aired, he got 6 phone calls from people offering him job opportunities. Fox 17 meteorologist Kevin Craig here. Bright blue skies, a little breezy, a little cool, but nothing compared to what we have been seeing.
Well, at least we didn't have the wind like we did yesterday. But as you said, our temperature is generally in the low 50s today, and the sunshine was certainly nice to see. We're going to be even warmer tomorrow, but we're going to throw some cloudiness in here. Here's the other thing, as Tim was pointing to. Good evening, everybody. Hey, the Weather Service has gone ahead and they've posted frost advisories again. From
thousands of recent grads saddled with student loan debt, and many more wonder if they could afford college at all because of rising tuition rates. Now, a representative from Michigan is pushing for a new law to help everybody out. Representative Hanson Clark from the Detroit area has proposed the Student Loan Forgiveness Act, which would forgive student loan debts for those who have paid 10% of their discretionary income towards the loan for 10 years. People going into teaching, public service, or those who practice medicine in underserved areas would have their debt forgiven after only 5 years. College graduates average around $23,000 of debt for their education. More dramatic testimony today in the Baby Kate trial in Ludington as friends and family took the stand. Fox 17's Courtney Perna is at the Mason County Courthouse and has our story. The Allegan County Sheriff's Department rocked by the sudden death of Sergeant Scott Tatro over the weekend from a fast-moving illness. Today, his friends and co-workers are remembering his dedication to the law enforcement and the community. Well, your taxes are due today, and the fact that filing date is April 17th isn't the only change in 2012. Most post offices are not staying open late tonight, so you want to make sure that your stuff is in the mail on time. In the past, the post office has extended hours up until midnight for filing, but now they say that's too expensive. If you want to check for hours at your local branch, we set up a link at fox17online.com. Check under the new links section at the bottom of the homepage. And some local college students still offering free last-minute help with taxes. Accounting students from Davenport, Aquinas, and Cornerstone universities are helping low and middle income people until 8:30 tonight. You don't need an appointment, and the students are certified by the IRS. If you want help, just head to the first floor of the Kent County Human Services Building. A teenage girl from South Haven is back home safe tonight, one day after she was reported missing. Police sent out the alert for 16-year-old Danielle Goss after she got off the bus but failed to show up to class and then didn't come home after school. After hours of searching, police found her around 1 this morning in a tent with her 17-year-old boyfriend near Grand Junction. That's about 25 minutes away from South Haven. Police say both kids knew police were looking for them. Danielle was returned to her family unharmed. The 17-year-old was arrested for harboring a runaway, which is a misdemeanor. A man in Kalamazoo County has been arrested after police say he shot another guy in the chest this morning. Happened just after 3 a.m. in the 1100 block of Summit Street. When police got to the scene, they found a 20-year-old man with a gunshot wound in his chest. He was taken to the hospital in stable condition. The suspect, a 25-year-old from Kalamazoo, was taken to the county jail on charges of assault with intent to murder. All right, thanks, Leanne. Today, family and friends gathered to say goodbye to Andrew Robinson Hall, the World War II vet who was attacked at the Grand Rapids Home for Veterans and died earlier this week. Detectives say 84-year-old Hall was attacked on Saturday, taken to the hospital, treated, and later released. But on Tuesday, staff of the vet's home found him dead in his bed. The medical examiner determined he had died from complications from blunt force trauma. The Tigers getting ready to open their biggest series of the young season, and as the Texas Rangers come to Comerica Park, the team will offer a salute to law enforcement tonight, including 2 fallen officers from West Michigan. The Tigers will recognize the service and sacrifice made by the men, women, and the families of law enforcement in their first ever National Law Enforcement Appreciation Night. Among those honored will be Kalamazoo Public Safety Officer Eric Zapata, killed a year ago this week, and Walker Officer Trevor Slott, who was killed last fall. Tigers are donating $10 from every ticket to the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund to support a law enforcement museum.